Hey guys, welcome back. Houston Math Prep here. In this video, we're going to look at solving rational inequalities. So when we solve inequalities that are rational in form, we're going to actually start the same way that we did solving rational equations, and that is by listing out any excluded values. Remember that excluded values come from any value that would make any denominator be 0. So the value that would make x plus 3 be 0 is x equals -3. We're also going to need values that would make our fraction 0. So when we make a fraction 0, we make the top be 0. So the value that would make x plus 6 be 0 is x equals -6. Now, the easiest way to work with solving rational inequalities is actually to work on a number line. So I'm going to go ahead and graph myself a number line going from -infinity on the left to +infinity on the right, and I'm going to plot any of my excluded values and zeros that I found in numerical order on my number line. So that would be -6 here and -3 here. Notice that that breaks my number line into 3 spaces. So what I want to do is figure out in each one of these spaces, is my rational expression here positive or negative? And I can do that by plugging in any value that falls into that window. So starting between -infinity and -6, if I pick a random value in there that seems easy for me to plug in, let's pick perhaps x equals -10. That falls between -infinity and -6, and that seems pretty easy for me to plug in. So at x equals -10, let's see, what would my expression look like? That would be -10 plus 6 over -10 plus 3. Well, -10 plus 6 is -4, and -10 plus 3 is -7. A negative divided by a negative makes a positive 4 over 7. So I'm going to put in this symbol right here, or in this box, a positive symbol. I'm not really concerned with the numerical value, so I'm not really worried about the fact that it's 4 over 7. I'm just interested in, is it positive or is it negative? So positive symbol right there. Now I'm going to repeat the process with a value between -6 and -3. So pick any value in there that seems easy. I'm going to pick -5. Repeating that same process, if I plug in -5 to my expression, that would be -5 plus 6 over -5 plus 3. -5 plus 6 is 1, and -5 plus 3 is -2. So that is -1/2, so I'm going to place a negative symbol in that region. All right, one more time, picking a value that is above -3, but lower than infinity. How about x equals 1? Evaluating my expression at 1, I would have 1 plus 6 over 1 plus 3. So that would be 7 over 4. That is certainly a positive value. So we're going to go ahead and put a positive symbol there. Okay, once we have filled in all of our spaces, it's time to figure out which of those represent our solution. Because our inequality statement says that x plus 6 over x plus 3 is greater than or equal to 0, this is representing positive values. Since greater than or equal to 0 means 0 or a positive number. That means that our positives represent our solutions. So we want to write out in interval notation the solution spaces from -infinity to -6 and from -3 to infinity. So grabbing negative infinity to negative 6 and negative 3 to infinity, we now just need to figure out what kind of closures go on that. Now we know that infinities can never be included, so always, anything with a positive or a negative infinity gets a parenthesis. For the negative 6, look at your symbol. In this case, because it is an or equal to, we do have the option of a bracket. So we're going to go over and look at where did negative 6 come from? Was that a place that this expression was equal to 0, or was that an excluded value? So coming back over, negative 6 was a 0, meaning that was a place that this expression, x plus 6 over x plus 3, was equal to 0. So we want to include that in our solution. We'll do that by placing a bracket. Taking a look at negative 3 got put on our number line because it was an excluded value. Certainly, excluded values cannot be part of our solution, so we want to exclude that by using a parenthesis. So our answer or our solution to this inequality is negative infinity to negative 6 inclusive and negative 3 to infinity. Alright guys, that does it for this first video on solving rational inequalities. We'll catch you in the next one.